Today on Dad's Dishes, we're going to be baking a chocolate chip banana flax bread. Now, some of the more astute of you might be saying, didn't you already do a banana bread? Yes, I did, but this is a variation. I came up with the idea when I noticed a lot of viewers really like the aforementioned double chocolate banana quick bread, which you can see how we made if you click on the iCard. And several also like the video for one ingredient flaxseed crackers, which you can see if you click here. So for today's recipe, I'm going to bring those two together. I'm going to make a chocolate chip banana flax bread. Flaxseed is a super healthy food. You should really stop yourself and ask at all your meals, is this something I can incorporate flax into? That's because it's got amazing health benefits. Omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and tons of cancer-fighting lignans. But I understand not everyone's ready to jump right into eating only super healthy foods right away. But the more you can cut out processed foods and incorporate whole foods and ingredients into what you eat, the better your health will be. So consider this a transitional recipe that's healthy-ish, kind of like the double chocolate banana quick bread, but this one will be leveled up because of the addition of the flax. So, how are we going to make this more transitional? We're going to replace all white flour with a mix of white flour and wheat flour, about 60 white, 40% wheat. We're going to replace the granulated sugar with a little less than 3/4 of a cup of honey. We're going to replace the vegetable or canola oil with coconut oil, which of course is hard now. We'll melt that before we put it in. We're going to have 2 eggs, and normally you'd get bonus points for replacing the eggs with flax eggs, but since we're already going to have 3/4 of a cup of ground flaxseed in here, I think we've got enough flax going on. Sorry vegans, I think we got to keep the eggs for this. And of course we'll have vanilla, cinnamon, mashed bananas, a little baking powder, and baking soda. And because this is a transitional recipe, I will begrudgingly allow there to be more than just the 100% cacao chips. I will do a mix of cacao chips and regular chocolate chips so that I'll be nice and let my kids eat some of this. So with that, let's get started. So we've got 1 cup of white flour in there. Now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of the whole wheat flour. My trusty assistant will help with that. Trusty assistant, when you scoop flour, do you put the whole measuring cup in and scoop it out, or do you scoop it out with a spoon?
You scoop it out with a spoon and put it into the measuring cup.
And why is that?
So you don't get too much.
Excellent. Now we're going to grind our flaxseed. You have to grind the flaxseed because otherwise the seeds will pass right through you. So, trusty assistant, grind away.
Before we grind this, like this video and subscribe.
Assistant will add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. Please do that, trusty assistant. Assistant will add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So there, we have all our dry ingredients. You know, at my last job where I was a security guard, my boss wanted me to watch The Office. So I got through season 6, but I really don't know what that had to do about security. And gently whisk all the dry ingredients together. While we're mixing, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So we mixed up all our wet ingredients here, the melted coconut oil, the eggs, the mashed bananas, and the vanilla, and of course the honey. And we're going to gradually add that in and incorporate it into our dry mix until it is well mixed. And this is what the final consistency would look like. Very nice batter. And now we're going to fold in our chocolate chips, blend of regular and 100% cacao. Now you need to grease your pan. Try to avoid the vegetable spray. I've actually found they now have a spray coconut oil, so a little bit easier than spreading a coconut oil on the inside of your pan. And pour the batter in, and then we are going to bake this for a start time of 55 minutes.
So here's our bread after baking just under an hour, and I cooled it in the pan for about 10 or 15 minutes. You can see it's golden brown, the edges here are firmed up, and they started to pull away from the edge of the pan just slightly. Most people still do the clean toothpick test, but I find an internal temperature is a better indicator. You want your thermometer to get up to at least 190 degrees Fahrenheit when inserted into the middle of the thickest part of the bread. Can't wait to dig in. So, trusty assistant, what did you think of the banana flax bread when you had it?
It was pretty good.
What did you like about it?
That there were regular chocolate chips, but the bread part, it was still pretty good.
So that's an excellent example of how we can introduce people to healthier ingredients and still have things taste great. Let's recap. How is this recipe healthier? We have a blend of white flour and whole wheat flour instead of 100% white flour. We've added the superfood ground flaxseed, 3/4 of a cup, acting as an additional flour-like ingredient, but is giving us those great nutritional benefits. We've taken out the man-made processed vegetable oil and subbed it for coconut oil. We've taken out the very dastardly and dangerous white sugar and subbed it for a natural sweetener, honey. Thanks to the Dad Jokes app for my corny joke I used during our video today. There's a link down in the description below if you want to check that out. And now a word from my trusty assistant.
I have some steps for you. 1. Like this video. 2. Subscribe to Dad's Dishes and put the notifications on all. And 3. Share this video with everyone you know. Bye!